Still there. Perfect.
Stop right there. I was wondering what you were doing in this alley, so I came back to check it out. And bingo!
There's nowhere to run this time.
Clearly. But who's running?
What's up, YouTube? Thank you for joining my channel where we are fans of the finer things in life, that being anime, movies, and pop culture. If you're here today, then that means you are a fan of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. That is going to be me as well, guys. Listen, this is my very first episode, right? And my very first video that I'm even putting out. So I just want to take the time, if you are if you're listening right now, thank you for joining us today. Today, as I just said, we are going to be talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Episode 1, Fullmetal Alchemist. This is just going to be a recap, right? So without further ado, I've given my thanks. I just want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, right? I got to get you caught up. So episode 1 starts out in Central City, where the freezing alchemist, later to be revealed as the one known as Isaac McDougal, is running rampant, drawing strange transmutation circles in obscure areas all across the city. McDougal was a former state alchemist who turned rogue after serving in the Ishvalan Civil War. Meanwhile, at Central Command, Fuhrer King Bradley uses the flame alchemist Colonel Roy Mustang's convenient visit to the capital and places him in charge of tracking the fugitive down, along with the other visiting resident. Enter the Fullmetal Alchemist. Military police attempt to seal off the freezing alchemist in the alleyways of Central, but the plan goes south as he uses his unique alchemy to freeze, boil, and bend water in his surroundings. However, a trap awaits him, set by the one and only Edward ELRIC, and he is successful. Yet while the freezing alchemist is captured, he unveils his deadly ultimatum, using a transmutation circle tattooed to his palm to break free and escape. After the misfortune, Colonel Mustang scolds Edward for choosing to attack before developing a sound plan. Meanwhile, the AWOL McDougal breaks into Central Prison, hell-bent on recruiting his old war partner, Solf J. Kimley, the Crimson Lotus Alchemist. Shortly after, McDougal and Kimley get into a brief disagreement behind Kimley's motives on why he assassinated his superior officers during the war, to which Kimley sums up as just being a decision made through sheer will versus idealistic principles. To McDougal's dismay, he leaves alone to continue tagging the city full of transmutation circles and notes that his actions will be King Bradley's undoing. The next day, the military beefs up their search for the fugitive, even wrangling in Colonel Mustang himself to the cause. As McDougal finalizes his last circle, he is discovered and challenged by Alex Louis Armstrong, aka the Strong Arm Alchemist. Ed and Al join the battle, yet McDougal escapes again before running into and slipping by Colonel Mustang. He finally accepts his resolve, deciding to put his transmutation circles into action while the ELRIC brothers track him down. But they're too late, as McDougal forces mountains of alchemical ice to rise up all across the city. This astounding feat of power not only catches the attention of the ELRIC brothers, but also of a mysterious being observing from the shadows. As the brothers figure out that McDougal's source of power stems from the legendary Philosopher's Stone, McDougal flees after leaving them to ponder Central's real plans for their country. As McDougal's ice mountains continue to wreak havoc across the city, Ed realizes that he'd really been trying to create a giant glacial transmutation circle using Central Command at its center. With this new information in mind, Mustang and Armstrong work to erase the circles while the ELRICs pursue and handle McDougal. During the battle, Al's helmet is knocked off by McDougal, revealing the hollow suit of armor sealed by a blood rune. Seeing this, he realizes that the reason for the boys' unusual bodies must have resulted from alchemy's greatest taboo, human transmutation. Furious, Edward unloads a focused assault, disabling McDougal before he unsurprisingly flees yet again via back alley. Man, this guy is really good at escaping. However, he is nowhere near a clean getaway as King Bradley appears before him, cutting the fugitive down in a literal blink of an eye. With McDougal's blood racing into the gutter, a small red stone emerges out of the stream and turns to dust. The mysterious bystander notices the interruption of energy and recedes into the shadows. Cutting to the city of Riol, a strange woman and her rather large friend learn of McDougal's death. Citing his candidacy of human sacrifice would be missed, she ponders that his demise must have came from the overuse of the stones and that her own mission would begin very soon. So that's it, you guys. That was Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood Episode 1. And just a clarification, if you aren't watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, you really should be, because I believe this is the better anime of the two animes that are out, and I also think that this is the anime that stays true to the manga and the source material, so that's another reason to watch, right? So, you know, if you're a fan of anime, please do yourself a favor and watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. So if you want to get into episode 2, I will be recapping that one next, and that will be probably in a few days. So thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next video. If you don't know, now you know.